Well, I guess that is kind of a weird kind of a question and answer. Um, you know, I know a lot of people like to say that their answer to that question is that they realized they were homosexual from the very beginning when they were first born. But with me, honestly, that wasn't the truth. Um, I'd have to say when I first realized I was a homosexual, I was about 15 years old. I mean, the first time I had, you know, curiosity or whatever towards it was, being 12 years old and everything. I had, of course, been curious as to, seeing other men of the same sex, in the nude or stuff like that. But of course, me being, straight and believing I was straight, I, of course, sat there and explained that situation away by just saying that I had no father around or men around. I was raised by women. So I just had a natural curiosity to the male body because I didn't know a male's body other than my own, So I told myself that was not gay at all. And that, it was just natural for me to be like that, you know. And then the first time I even had any sort of sexual desire towards men or anything, I was probably still either at the end of 12 or 13 years old. And even then, I still didn't believe I was gay or bi. I thought I was still straight, and how I sat there and believed that and, got away with still acting straight was I told myself, well, it's okay. It's only natural. I'm just curious. And I think one day I just need to sit there and have sex with one man and then I'll be done and fine. It'll be out of my system. Maybe it's something that most straight men do. They just sit there and have sex with one man, and then their curiosity's done. So I figured I'd have sex with one man later in my life, as when I'm an older adult. And that's all. I'm still straight. So yeah, no, I honestly didn't think I was gay or bi or anything. I thought I was straight all of those years. And then when I was 15, the reason that things started to change was my best friend I had in high school. His name was Bobby, and I noticed my feelings towards him were starting to be a little more than a typical straight best friend relationship. I started looking at him and just thinking of him as very kind of attractive or handsome. There are certain things that a typical straight guy shouldn't want to do. I didn't have any sexual, desires towards him one bit, didn't at all. So I don't mean that. What I mean is that, sitting there looking at him, wanting to peck kiss him and, or wanting to see what his skin feels like, the touch of his skin, touching his hand and, just certain things like that is obviously not very straight. And it made me uncomfortable and I didn't know why I was feeling these things towards a boy, but it was only that boy. I just didn't know what it was about him, And to be honest, he was the very first person in the world I told that I was gay to. The very first person I ever came out to. And I can honestly say that when I came out to him, I didn't even believe it myself. I didn't believe I was gay even then. I only came out to him because I was hoping that he might sit there and say he was. And then maybe I could sit there and figure things out, which it didn't really work out that way. But that's how I first started realizing that I was gay. And then, literally a month later, my very first boyfriend came into my life. He was very pretty, looked like a girl. It was a perfect transition. And it just went from there. So yeah, I was 15 years old when I first realized that I was not straight. I didn't consider myself gay either, though. I considered myself bi. I didn't consider myself to be gay until 18 years old. Anyways, that's when I realized I was gay. Next.